was allowed to be a guest on a talk show due to an internet video. At one point, the bottom-running newspaper reads, Europe puts Greece on eBay. So far, Greece has not been offered on eBay, but many consider the growing price of 2015 as the bond purchases of the European countries as confirmation that the citizens, once again, predicted the crisis. Hardly any other disaster is the subject of as many conspiracy theories and alleged predictions as the attacks on the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. Allegedly, there were also references to this in the episode The City of New York versus Homer Simpson, which was broadcast 4 years before the terrorist act. In the episode, son Bart and daughter Lisa are seen holding up a brochure offering bus rides for $9. If you look closely, you can see the Twin Towers next to the $9, thus forming the date 9/11. Whether that was pure coincidence or once again clairvoyant powers of our friends from Springfield, we leave it up to you at this point. That's it for today with prophecies that actually turn out real. If you know any further predictions, just leave us a comment and who knows, your suggestion might be in the next episode. If you like this video, we would appreciate a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, we highly recommend it.
Movies that predicted 9/11. Get the fuck out of here, faggot. Movies that predicted 9/11. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence.
Welcome back. Please like our videos and subscribe to our channel if you found our content valuable. Thank you.
The Siege. 1998, this movie was filmed 3 years before September 11th, but it accurately predicted the paranoia. In the movie, after the FBI office is bombed and Islamic terror cells begin plaguing America, Muslims are rounded up into internment camps. The Lone Gunman. 2001, this was a spin-off of a popular TV show that accurately predicted the paranoia. In the movie, after the FBI office is bombed and Islamic terror cells begin plaguing America, Muslims are rounded up into internment camps. The Lone Gunman. 2001, this was a spin-off of a popular TV show The X-Files, and it aired its pilot episode on March 4th, 2001, 6 months before September 11th. In the episode, a rogue faction of the U.S. government hijacks a plane and tries to crash it into the World Trade Center, but the protagonists manage to stop them at the last minute. The Matrix. 1999, this sci-fi classic features a scene where Neo's passport is shown on screen, and it has an expiration date of September 11th, 2001. Some fans have interpreted this as a message or a prophecy of the impending disaster. 1998, this movie is about a team of oil drillers who are sent to space to stop an asteroid from hitting Earth. In one scene, a meteor shower destroys several buildings in New York City, including the Chrysler Building and Grand Central Station. The Twin Towers are also shown in flames, but they remain standing. The Man Who Predicted 9/11. 2005, this is a documentary about Rick Rescorla, a security chief at Morgan Stanley who worked in the South Tower of the World Trade Center.
There you are.
He predicted that terrorists would use planes to attack the towers, and he devised an evacuation plan for his employees. He died on September 11th while helping others escape. He was also a decorated war hero who fought in Vietnam.
We hope you enjoyed our trivia. Like and subscribe.
Back to the Future predicts 9/11. Goddamn. That was what was crazy too.
Dr. Brown. The night that I go back in time, you will be shot by terrorists. Please take whatever precautions are necessary to prevent this terror.
In the 1985 classic Back to the Future, at a scene called the Twin Pines Mall, we will bear witness to a sudden surprise terrorist perpetrated by a group of Muslim terrorists. The attack is at the Twin, which is a reference to the Twin Towers. When we turn the sign upside down, the digits on the clock read 911 or 911. The Twin Pines are a symbolic representation of the Twin Towers. Before the terrorist attack, the twins are present, but after the attack, the twins are gone, replaced with a single pine. This takes place on 9/11, where the twins are destroyed and replaced with a single tower, the One World Trade Building. Also at this scene, Doc shows us two stopwatches, both of which display completed 9/11s. Is this all a coincidence? The pines are the towers, and this symbol system is confirmed in Back to the Future Part 2, where we see the Twin Pines appear again on a projection movie screen in Marty's future house. Marty's family gathers around the movie screen, and the Twin Pines actually morph into the Twin Towers. Marty's family gathers around the movie screen, and the Twin Pines actually morph into the Twin Towers. This is because the Twin Pines are the Twin Towers. Pines are the towers. Pines, towers. And the Twin Pines Mall is the Twin Towers Mall, which is why all the clocks here secretly say 9/11, and why there will be a Muslim terrorist attack resulting in the destruction of the Twin Pines or Twin Towers. But the appearance of the towers is not as we can see the Statue of Liberty lurking just as secretly as the towers, making this scene a secret recreation of New York City, where Marty's family has gathered to stare at Ground Zero. Of these three characters staring at Ground Zero, one of them is completely upside down. But in the entire Back to the Future saga, this is the only time when an upside-down character will ever appear. The hint being given here is to observe the scene from his perspective by turning it upside down. But when doing so, the Twin Towers are clearly shown to be falling down. In the entire history of cinema, this scene of Back to the Future is the most literal depiction ever made to show the Twin Towers falling down. So how is it possible that this scene would occur in a story that already contains a terrorist attack by Muslims at the Twins on 9/11, where the Twins are the Twin Towers, which then execute Hollywood's best depiction of the Twin Towers collapse? But Back to the Future doesn't just portray this attack, it develops into an elaborate warning about it.
About the future.
Twin Towers movie, released on October 2015, directed by Robert Zemeckis. How could it be that now, in the real October 2015, a major Hollywood production is about to hit theaters worldwide, and it is exclusively about the Twin Towers? It happens to be directed by Robert Zemeckis. The title of this new Twin Towers film is The Walk, and this new Twin Towers film has the exact same release date as the secret Twin Towers film, Planted in Back to the Future, which exposes the symbolism of the Pines and depicts the Twin Towers collapse. So why would Zemeckis now draw our attention to it with a major Hollywood production? Back to the Future was released in 1995, The Walk in 2015, exposing this warning after 30 years. Marty writes this warning into a letter. He seals it shut, intending for it to remain hidden for a specific amount of time.
Find out in 30 years! What's the meaning of this? Find out in 30 years!
The Walk warning given to Doc while he is rigging a giant wire to the Twin Tower representing Clock Tower.
You got the wrong. What's with the wire?
The Walk is about a plot to rig a giant wire to the Twin Towers. So Marty records the warning while Doc is rigging the wire to the tower. Marty tells Doc he will understand the warning in 30 years. 30 years later, the director makes a movie about rigging a wire to a tower, the Twin Towers, because the warning within Marty's letter is about a terrorist attack at the Twin Towers.
What's with the wire? What's with the wire? What's with the wire?
After rigging this wire, the tower strike takes place, and a Marty McFly from the future runs out onto the scene. He is
When did Back to the Future come out? 85? Haha, pretty close.
just time traveled here from October.
Oh.
30 years later, the director makes a movie about rigging a wire to a tower, the Twin Towers, because the warning within Marty's letter is about a terrorist attack at the Twin Towers.
What's with the wire? What's with the wire? What's with the wire?
After rigging this wire, the tower strike takes place, and a Marty McFly from the future runs out onto the scene. He has just time traveled here from October 2015, the release date of The Walk. But in The Walk, standing on top of the Twin Towers, is Marty McFly. This Marty has arrived here on the exact date where this Marty is standing. The plot of The Walk is the tower wire rigging event that just took place at this scene. One Marty is standing on top of the Twin Towers, while the other Marty stands inside a giant flaming 9/11 in the wake of a tower strike. While simultaneously across town, another Marty witnesses a terrorist attack take place at the Twins, which are actually the Twin Towers, a fact we learned from the secretly placed Twin Towers movie released on October 2015. This movie is actually The Walk, which is why it has Marty McFly standing on top of the Twin Towers.
Not super far. Let's see. Hold on. Naboo 1. Naboo Spaceport 1.
More human minds on planet Earth observed 9/11 than any single event in human history, making it a massive terrestrial meditation concentrating collective consciousness onto a single space-time focal point, making
Oh, you
9/11
motherfuckers are dying.
Stargate. Zemeckis, a precogging conduit, channels the 9/11 archetype with his Tower Strike Twin Pines terror attacks. consciousness portal is opened by touching the 2001 monolith, the movie screen, as touching the two-dimensional screen dispels its three-dimensional guise. Sentence. The consciousness portal is opened by touching the 2001 monolith, the movie screen, as touching the two-dimensional screen dispels its three-dimensional guise, revealing how the images it portrayed were not 9/11 as the archetype of transcendence.
Come on, guys.
The consciousness portal is opened by touching the 2001 monolith, the movie screen, as touching the two-dimensional screen dispels its three-dimensional guise, revealing how the images it portrayed were not actually real.
That use so many names that you forget your own.
To touch the monolith is to be freed from the fabricated narrative portrayed on the screen or by film, finally seeing the illusion employed to paint audience perspective into a box. The screen as the 2001 monolith is present on Ground Zero in the form of the Millennium Hilton Hotel, which was intentionally built to mimic the 2001 monolith, the movie screen. Humanity's mass tuning into the 9/11 event was the collective touching of the monolith, where enslaved minds in mass began rejecting the narrative of their controllers. To tune in to 9/11 was to touch the screen and finally see the illusion, opening the portal of transcendence. As Marty opens this portal during the 9/11 scene splice amalgamation, he makes contact with the illusion by touching film via the film booth at the exact moment the portal opens. Touching film via the exact moment the portal opens. Again, to open the portal, Marty must touch film via the movie screen at the exact moment the portal opens. Touching the screen, dispelling the illusion, opening the portal while enacting the 9/11 archetype. To touch the screen, finally monopolization of its power, removing the smoke from the screen and arming the awakened with skepticism. This film-instigated ascension is the same as the 9/11 ascension, a message that discredits the medium which carries it.
probably know why, because 30 years ago, the trilogy that gave us Marty McFly, Doc Brown, and the DeLorean Time Machine began. This morning, Vladimir Dudiev, our digital network CBSN, is here with a time-sensitive exploration of dreams and reality. Vlad, good morning to you.
Good morning. In the original Back to the Future, Marty and Doc leave 1985 and travel 3 decades back to 1955. In the sequel, they go 30 years into the future to October 21st, 2015. That's today. So what they get right and what predictions didn't materialize, we decided to take a look.
All right, Doc, what's going on, huh? Where are we? When are we?
We're descending toward Hill Valley, California at 4:29 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, 2015.
2015? You mean we're in the future?
When Marty McFly arrived in 2015 aboard Doc Brown's DeLorean Time Machine, he has no idea what to expect. Later today, the past prediction for the future will finally become the present.
Here's our exit.
And here we are in cinematic
if they dug up the DeLorean.
Screenwriter Bob Gale had a clear vision for the future. Inside the Cooper Union Clock Tower, Gale told us he wanted 2015 to be recognizable.
We knew going in, nobody ever successfully predicts the future accurately. It can't be done. And we want the future to be a positive. We want people to see this movie and say, hey, I like that future. I'd like to live there.
Hey, 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 hey! Hey, 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 hey! Stop! Little girl! Stop! Look, I need to borrow your hoverboard.
So long, skateboards. Hello, hoverboards. A gang chased Marty around town in 2015, each flying their own personalized board.
I got it working! My dad taught me about these.
Visual effects art director John Bell designed many of the movie's futuristic elements, including hoverboards and the nostalgic Cafe 80s.
All we know is that 30 years in the future and there's something called a hoverboard. I'll take something that's 85% familiar. It could be a shape, it could be a color, it could be a pattern. And then if I'm projecting into the future, throw something that's just a little 15% twist.
Today, companies are still testing how to make a reliable, working hoverboard for the general public. The real streets of 2015, though, boys like this Swagway are the closest we've gotten to gliding around.
Oh, there's a lot of predictions that we made. We thought, well, maybe that'll come true. That's a good chance. And the fact that life imitates art. So, like you, saw Back to the Future Part 2 in the day, and they said, well, if I can't have a hoverboard, I'm going to make one.
Let's talk drones. Oh my god.
Look at this thing.
They're being
by these
organizations.
all over the place. We started out thinking it was kind of like this gag technology, you know, it's just a joke. But little did we know, 30 years later, people are using them all over the world.
We're not thinking about, we're making an important statement about the future here. No. We're having a good time.
Read my mouth! While nobody uses fax machines anymore for instant communication, the movie nails other everyday technology. In the movie, fingerprint scanners unlock the front door and pay for things like taxis. Today, we use biometric technology to open doors, unlock smartphones, and authorize payments.
Hello, Mason, please.
The McFly's is a giant flat-screen TV that responds to audio commands and makes video calls. Flat screens have been around for a while now. It's smart TVs. As for video calls, they're FaceTime and Skype. Hi, Krista.
Hi, Vlad.
Krista Smith here is the executive West Coast editor of Vanity Fair. Do you think that the movie can still influence young people today?
I think it still holds up, absolutely. The stuff that they were talking about in 85 to 90 is stuff that's actually a reality now.
Hey, McFly! I thought I told you to stay in here.
As a teenager, it's still very relevant because you're still going through the same things. It doesn't matter if you have an iPhone or if you can fly around the world. 15-year-olds are feeling the same thing that 15-year-olds were feeling in the 50s.
Wait a minute. Cubs won World Series. Against Miami?
107 years after its last title, the Cubs are still trying to advance to this year's World Series. So we wait just a bit longer to see if the movie's ultimate prediction comes true.
You're not gonna believe this! We gotta go back to 1955! I don't believe it!
Think Back to the Future remains so popular.
It's the humanity of Back to the Future. And the movie says you have some control over your own destiny. The things that you do today can have a life-changing impact in your future.
Future, past, Back to the Future. They're all caught up.
It's not a coincidence. I swear to God, it's not.
To celebrate, a 30th anniversary DVD is out, and the trilogy is being released in select theaters nationwide, guys. You guys are like shocked that
I'm trying to go in reverse.
so it's a so you can you don't think about it.
All right. You'll be watching CBS this morning. We'll be right back. Thank you, Vlad.
Nazi predicted 9/11. Oh, this was it, huh? Oh, yeah. Naboo gold mines.
Turned out an eerie recording hidden away for more than a decade of former President Bill Clinton just hours before the 9/11 attacks, telling a group of Australian businessmen why he did not order a strike against Osama bin Laden. Here it is.
And I'm just saying, if I was Osama bin Laden, he's a very smart guy. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. And I nearly got it once. Osama bin Laden, he's a very smart guy. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. And I nearly got it once. I nearly got it. And I could have gotten it. I could have killed him. But I would have had to destroy a little town called Kandahar in Afghanistan and kill 300 innocent unnamed children. And I would have been no better than him.
Exactly. See?
And so I didn't do it.
ABC's chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross here right now, and it's just so chilling to hear that, knowing that just hours before the attacks.
And of course, bin Laden had no compunction about killing women and children.
Earlier reports specifically reported the 9/11 Commission previous attempts to go out there.
Right. They found 3 separate incidents between 1998 and 1999 wherein U.S. intelligence was deemed credible enough to warrant planning for possible strikes to kill bin Laden. But the intelligence was so sketchy, they concluded, that it would not offset the risks of killing innocent civilians, and they didn't go ahead.
So 2 separate sets of concerns for all those incidents, and the former CIA director George Tenet has talked about this as well. Number 1, they could never be sure Osama bin Laden was dead, and number 2, as President Clinton talked about in that tape, the risk of killing innocent civilians.
Right. In the case he's talking about in Kandahar, they had a human intelligence source that put bin Laden there, but it turns out that he had left the room just before the supposed strike would take place, bin Laden, and therefore the strike would not have killed him, and Clinton's judgment, in fact, was vindicated.
Okay, Brian Ross, thanks very much. It turned now to an ear.
Would become a date to remember. The job of a president is to protect the American people from
I'm
harm.
gonna cry when I see his face.
And some presidents don't need to worry about that, and some do. And it turns out I was one that did. And some presidents don't need to worry about that, and some do. And it turns out I was one that did.
My assistant came in and said a plane's hit the World Trade Center, and I said, well, that's a strange accident. And I called the president. Initially, we thought maybe a small plane of some kind, and he said, well, keep me posted.
He's been told a small twin-engine plane crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center. Well, that's a horrible accident. I was concerned, but I did not think of it as a national security threat.
I remember when he came in, even at right, and I remember even feeling that young feeling kind of starstruck and giddy, like I'm going to Disney World or something, and I put my hand over my heart. When you think about patriotic things when you're that little, you do the Pledge of Allegiance every day, and I literally put my hand over my heart.
I asked my communicators if they could find a television, and at about 1 minute after 9 they came. So we brought CNN up. I was calling the White House Situation Room to talk to my senior duty officer. So I was chatting with him on the handset and watched the television as the rest of the country was watching the television at 9:03 when the second aircraft impacted into the second World Trade Center.
And the second thing is that there was an audible gasp of air in the room. People put their hand on their chest. It was 2 realizations, right? One, that the immediate death toll, and then the fact
standing there next to the president to the left, that the president's the only one that doesn't know the second plane has hit the building. I had to deliver a message that the president didn't expect to hear and was almost unbelievable. But it also, I had to deliver a message that the president didn't expect to hear and was almost unbelievable. But it also, literally, was the message he had to hear, whether he wanted to or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Andy Card comes up to behind me and says, "Second plane has hit the second tower. America's under attack." And I'm watching the child read. And then I see the press in the back of the room beginning to get the same message I just got. And I could see the horror etched on the face of the news people who had just gotten the same news. During a crisis, it's really important to set a tone and not to panic. And so I waited for the appropriate moment to leave the classroom. I didn't want to do anything dramatic. I didn't want to, lurch out of the chair and scare the classroom full of children. And so I waited.
I was studying him intently, and his mouth was kind of drawn and tight, and there was almost, for just a brief moment, sort of a startled look in his eyes, and also a weightiness to him, if you will. I could tell he was really focused on trying to get through that event.
You're literally seeing the mindset of the President of the United States play out on TV. Everything about what he thought he was about as a president is changing right in front of you.
Yeah.
We hear about the great wartime leaders, Churchill, Roosevelt, others, days if not weeks to process and gird themselves for what was ahead. This is all happening in real time.
We're going to turn now to an eerie recording.
What would I have done? Yeah. I would have done a legitimate investigation to find out what exactly happened on 9/11. How did they know who did this so quickly like they did Lee Harvey Oswald? How quick they knew Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy.
Because the people who did it were identified and we knew who they were.
Then why couldn't we have stopped them beforehand if they were identified and we knew who they were?
It was a failure of intelligence. Everyone accepted.
No, it wasn't. We knew before this. Condoleezza Rice's memo on August 6th, when it stated right in the memo, Bin Laden to the buildings. And more stuff is coming out now also, how much the Bush administration ignored the intelligence. It was almost like they ignored it because they wanted it to happen.
Oh, come on.
No, not it'll come off. But wait a minute.
Manipulates the system and impairs, much like the Twin Towers. And, well, once you actually shoot these towers, they will collapse or pancake three books as the King of Monsters Massacre. They've become more advanced and dangerous than ever before. But now, the Twin Towers actually make an appearance in this game. Cool, right? Well, they're then taken out and pancake in the exact same fashion that would happen 9 years later. Candidate and fanatic cult leader who promotes a moralistic agenda that will expunge corruption from America and promises that his personal security force will tackle crime. Well, what makes them a target and makes them stand out? And in one of the World Trade Centers, almost recreating what would happen 7 years later. Number 3, Deus Ex. On level 4 in this
Deus
game,
Ex.
you can actually shoot a hole in one of the World Trade Centers, almost recreating what would happen 7 years later. Number 'em up arcade game allows you to pilot a jet, and you have the objective of destroying buildings, enemies, armored enemy planes, and we can actually explore Liberty Island. And while here, we can see that the Statue of Liberty has been destroyed, as the head is actually on the ground and has been knocked off. Now, we can also take a look around the New York City skyline, and one very interesting thing that we can note is that both of the Twin Towers are absent from this skyline. And remember, this game came out in the year 2000, and it is stated in-game that the Statue of Liberty was destroyed in 1997. Now, what's kind of cool about this and kind of suspicious is that, well, we have 2 explanations as to why the Twin Towers are absent from this game's skyline. Number 1, the Twin Towers were destroyed by terrorists, which makes sense as the Statue of Liberty is destroyed, and this is from in-game dialogue saying that the Twin Towers were destroyed. The second explanation actually comes from this game's developer. And believe it or not, the developer of this game said, and I quote, "The Twin Towers were removed due to memory constraints." But what's odd about this, and where I think we catch this game developer in a lie, is that this was actually tested out. World Trade Center textures were added to this game, and it ran just fine. There was nothing going on. And I'm not sure, this is my uneducated, just me spewing out the mouth, but this wasn't a real city in the distance. It was how much more memory that would take up from a game with 2 other textures added in. But like I said, that's my unofficial, horrible opinion. I'm not a game developer, and also this was in the year 2000, where we had like 8 megabyte memory cards for PlayStation, and that was pushing it at the time. Number 2, Command and Conquer Red Alert 2. This game was also released in the year 2000, and, well, this game doesn't predict anything in the game, but on the actual box art for the game, that's where things get a bit interesting. So, on the back of the box art, we see a plane flying right towards one of the Twin Towers. We see soldiers parachuting out of the back of this plane, but we've just got this plane headed to a very, very controversial building. And remember, this is in the year 2000 when this came out. Well, it was later replaced with a similar image of things moved around, and just from a different perspective, so it didn't look like the plane was flying directly towards this building. Also, the front of this game's cover was also changed. We see a man, and in the reflection of his monocle, I guess you could call it, or his eye patch, there's an American flag. Well, that was in the original cover of this game, and in the re-released cover for this game, the flag was taken out and replaced with a mushroom cloud. And number 1, quite possibly the most interesting of them all, is a game called Trade Center Defender that released in April 2001. And this was a flash arcade game where players shoot down planes heading towards the towers, and if a plane hit the towers, it would pancake. Now, no traces of this game actually exist in 2019, or none that I could find at least. I tried to find this in 2017, I couldn't. And now 2019, I still can't. Well, this is from September 11, 2001. This was actually removed from the internet and pulled from arcade. And here's a screenshot.
I'm gonna fucking murder you niggers. Your goddamn throats moving, fucking niggers. I'm gonna kill you faggots. I'm gonna fucking slice your goddamn open.
This game was actually
fucking
remade
niggers.
by a French website entitled New York Defender. It had the same premise, except it was realistic. So, I'm a guy, I'm all about dark humor. I've got horrible sense and humor, needless to say. I don't get offended by anything really, and I'm not offended by this. But I can say straight up that this game New York Defender was created in bad taste, being that the original was removed the week of September 11th, 2001, and by the end of September 2001, this game was recreated more realistic and released. Like, that's some bad taste type stuff right there. You can actually play this game in 2019. It does exist. But that said, those are actually 7 games that have predicted what would end up happening in September 2001. It's very spooky, very interesting. Makes you wonder how. Is somebody getting their Nostradamus on? Did these game developers know something that the public didn't? Who knows? Maybe it was all just purely coincidental. But nonetheless, I hope that you all did enjoy this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And with that said, I'm Zach Cox. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love you all, and I hope to see ya in the next video.
Guys.
Cowardly strike on the United States. Terrorists send mighty skyscrapers crumbling to the ground. Many innocent people are dead. The president vows the killers will pay for this attack on America. September 11th, 2001. You will remember this day as long as you live.
No bull. Michael Jordan Hinsdale returned to the court, this time as a Washington Wizard. Extensive coverage in this hour. There is something in the air.
7 a.m. in Chicago, 5 a.m. in Calaveras County, California.
Oh, guys. You roll.
Put the burrito stuff inside the fridge. I didn't
right here where it started hurting. My upper back started hurting. In the bathroom. Yeah. That's crazy. You feeling better though? The what? Oh. So, you got a couple cats in there. Love you. Thank you, thank you. Hold on, y'all.
Where the news is being made on this Tuesday, September 11th.
From CNN's News at television up 8:01. Let's get to the top news stories of the morning. For that, we turn to Ann Curtis.
Because now we have a camera. Katie Matinell, thank you so much this morning. Good morning, everybody, again. For the second time in 2 weeks, the U.S. has lost an unmanned spy plane over Iraq. Iraq claims it shot down the remote-controlled Predator aircraft near Basra in the southern no-fly zone. U.S. military officials, however, say they lost contact with the plane, but they cannot confirm that it was shot. For additional tax cuts?
He sure has. In fact, if you can believe it, this morning, he's already been asked about it. Before dawn this morning, he was out jogging. Reporters said, how about more tax cuts? He said, I'm not going to talk about it now, but he did hint he might talk about it later today.
And one member of that committee is former First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton. Now here's Tom Brokaw with a look at what's coming up tonight on NBC Nightly News.
Thanks, Ann. Tonight, three numbers that could save your life. 911, 190 million calls each year, but you won't believe the problems we found.
Too tired of waiting outside in the summer heat or driving rain to see the U.S. Capitol.
Soon you won't have to. CNN has an inside look at the visitor center renovations. And a little bit later, the
whatever you do, do not open that door. There's another bit right there from Gene Wilder. Peter Boyle with Love and Ray Romano, great show as well. And everybody loves Raymond. Watch it flying out here on American Airlines. Let's show you what's going on around the country.
Mr. Roper, Al, it is such a pretty morning, isn't it?
Perfect fall morning. Although it's not fall yet, so it's still a perfect summer morning. And good advice. Miles and miles of sunshine. Miles Davis. We're going to put Miles out there today. Nice as it can be across the Northeast. Rough seas still from the chop from that hurricane, but other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet.
And we have learned a couple of things this morning. In fact, we're starting a new feature. First of all, we've noticed that for some reason, several people in our audience have worn various shades of purple. Just by coincidence, did you all call each other and plan? No. And even Eddie, come here, is on our crew. He's wearing purple as well. And Jeremy is also wearing a shade of purple.
Thanks so much for coming in, and best of luck with your project. The anthology, once again, is called The Long Road to Freedom.
Thank you, Kate.
Looks wonderful. Up next, a new look at billionaire Howard Hughes. But first, this is Today on NBC.
For all that cheese, and we know you like it
Right.
right.
And then we can put turkey and onions. I'm going to take some when we come back.
Okay.
All right, hang on. We're going to
Alrighty.
take a break right here. 47 past there. We're back after this.
But in America and in politics, isn't spinning? What is spinning, Charlie?
Well, spinning is getting at your point of view, trying to put your interpretation on it.
So do you think there is a lot of spinning done in politics in
America pageant, but this year things are different. Contestants will be quizzed on current events, U.S. history, and government. 10 of the 51 contestants got a preview. Among the questions, naming the current vice president and knowing what happened December 7th, 1941. 2 contestants did know Dick Cheney was vice president, and 4 missed the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Is news for months. If every Capitol Hill scandal merits weeks of coverage,
Alice Jones Bohemian Grove.
With Premier Protein Powder.
What if I were to tell you that every year America's most powerful men, politicians, CEOs, even presidents of the United States gather at a secret retreat in Northern California to set the agenda for our nation? In 1878, the Bohemian Club held their first retreat at a place called the Grove. Over the years, the all-male, invitation-only retreat has included everyone from Walter Cronkite to Warren Buffett. I heard all kinds.
Not about to leave me now. I come a long, long way from Alabama. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mm-hmm. James Earl Jones. Almost home. Ooh, 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 ooh.
the stream. I'm sorry for the late start, but for whatever reason, my OBS is not working. I know you're watching me, obviously, on OBS right now, but what I'm trying to tell you guys, and hopefully I'll do a decent job here at explaining in just a second once I fix a few things. So, essentially what's happening with my OBS is it will not run. Ever since I updated OBS and I updated my graphics card, I don't know what's going on, but it's not, sorry, let me do this. I'm trying to get this to set up right here. Hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm only going to be able to stream today on YouTube for everyone out there, so I apologize for those that normally watch on, let's say, on Twitch, but there's nothing I can really do about it because I cannot get OBS to work. So I'm running OBS in safe mode right now. It's the only reason that I'm actually able to stream to you guys right now. As soon as I did these updates this morning, OBS just stopped working, and it'll only run in safe mode, which means it takes all of my third-party apps that I have installed away, so I can no longer use Stream Elements. When it comes to having, the chat on the side, being able to actually stream as well on Twitch at the same time, I can't do that right now. I can only stream on YouTube, so this is a YouTube only stream for today. I will try to get it fixed and everything like that. It's been crazy the past few days. There's just a lot going on right now, a lot of sad things, obviously with Jennifer's mom and everything. I don't want to go into like details with that stuff because I don't know if she would want me to go into details on that stuff, but thank you guys, for the prayers and stuff like that. We're definitely going to need them. But at the same time, it's a very, very grim situation, and yeah, so I've been trying to, be there for my wife and stuff like that. So, of course, I'll explain more in due time, when I feel it's appropriate. But I don't want to put that stuff out there publicly until I know that she's, one, okay with it, and two, essentially just one. But that being said, finally, it looks like we can actually do, specifically, Star Wars Outlaws and get the platinum. From what I've heard, the game is now actually platinumable, if that makes sense. I'm not good with words sometimes.
Platinumable.
So I think everything is good. Let me make sure that the stream is working and everything. It looks like it's working. Platinumable? Okay, cool. Alright, I just heard it, so it looks like it's all good. So, I just have YouTube's chat on here. All the other stuff still work, although I do not see any of the Stream Elements stuff, so if you do, decide to leave a follow or subscription or do something like that, it will show up on the screen. I just can't click on it myself and see it. I can only see it when it actually pops up, as opposed to having, like, my own alert widget box. Because all third-party apps on the app itself will not work on OBS. So I have to figure that out, and I'll try to get that fixed by tomorrow, of course, so hopefully that won't be, too long. But, yeah, it's a situation where it's just like trying to download updates for stuff right before I went streaming, and boom, it just totally wrecked it. I uninstalled OBS, reinstalled it again, same thing happening, and yeah, so I do apologize for that, but hopefully everything else is working. Let me know that you guys can hear me and see me. Again, this stream is only going to be on YouTube. It's not going to be on Twitch. So, but as soon as I get confirmation that you guys can actually hear me and that everything is working correctly up to this point, then we will begin. But yeah, it's just been one of those weird times over these last few days. It seems like there's always something going on and something bad happening and all that kind of stuff, but God always has a plan, so you have to believe in that. Also, this Friday, we're still planning on doing our drunk stream with Friday the 13th, because that's the day. Friday the 13th is going to be this Friday, so we're planning on doing our drunk stream, and we're going to be playing the casting of Frank Stone. Jennifer and I will be in here together doing that at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know for some of you are used to watching me more during the daytime, depending on where you are in the world. but we felt that it would make more sense to do it at night because I don't really want to get drunk at 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So my time. So if you can support and be there for that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you can donate or not. Just just support and be there. I'm sure Jen's going to need a lot of loving for that, and it'll be a good way to kind of give her some support as well, and stuff like that. But that's the plan for Friday's stream. I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there. But let's go over the rest of the trophies here, and let's get to work. We've got stuff to do, and let's get to it, right? We want to get this platinum done. It's a platinum that I'm very,
I'm
very
gonna
much...
travel like a
my thing
motherfucker, you guys don't
It doesn't
know.
want to move anymore.
I'm free as fuck.
Screwed up my mic because
You have no goddamn
I can't get this to turn anymore.
Oh, once I go big in my music, I'm going to travel.
Yeah, see, it's supposed to turn. And Ella's been like playing with my mic while I've been like outside of the room. She'll like grab it and start messing with it. And now, for whatever reason, I cannot get this thing to actually like, turn over anymore. So I can't get it at the proper angle to be able to hopefully speak to you guys. Because normally what I would do is I'd have it turned a little bit this way, but it literally won't. And I have no idea why. It's like the first time it's ever done that. Alright, well, anyways, there's always something, right? You just gotta... Sometimes you just get dealt more and more bad things, and you just gotta figure out what... Maybe if I scoot back, I might have a better angle. Can you guys hear me? I don't want to scoot too far back, because I got shorts on, and I don't want to show my white legs off. But just let me know if you guys can hear me okay, because I can't have the mic turned to me precisely. Maybe if I do something like that.
What if better was easier than you ever thought possible? If you could try something different.
The trophies. So what this pertains to is us essentially going around and doing specific things to get those trophies. Alright? So we've already beat the story. So now we need to work on obviously getting the platinum. It's now achievable, and that means people are starting to get it now, so we can go ahead and finish this game up, which we couldn't do before technically because you couldn't get the platinum. So we need to bribe an officer, clear wanted status, defeat 6 enemies while using adrenaline rush, collect all the Nyx treasures, sample all galactic street food. That's the first one we're going to do right now, which is sample all galactic street food. Now, I already know where I need to go in order to do this. There's a place on Akiva that we did not go to yet, and that is what we're going to do. So we're going to head out over to Akiva. We're going to go in here. We're going to land. And we should just be able to land specifically at the main port, I think. Wherever that is. I think it's in Mira City. Yeah, I want to say it's right here. So let's go ahead and fast travel to here. And what we're going to do is go ahead and get that. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do the platinum for Astro. There really wasn't a lot of support on the Astro stream because, let's just face it, if the game is not a stealth game or doesn't have stealth involved, I mean, only the diehard, community is going to be here to watch it. Otherwise,
See ya, Andy.
most people are not going to be here to watch it. And it's a sad fact, but it's just one of reality that I have to understand. You can only do what you can cater to your audience, and your audience has been built solely almost on stealth games. And when you have an audience built on stealth games, obviously when you play non-stealth games, you're just not going to get as much love on other things. May the force be with you too, my friend. Yeah, sorry, if you have a question for me, gamer, I mean, you can ask me now, or you can send me a message on Discord, and I can answer you there. But sending a message on the live stream chat itself, I really can't help you when you do that when I'm not even live. So you need to make sure you do it. You can always message me on Discord. My Discord is always open to anybody that wants to send a message to me and has questions on anything like that and all that good stuff. So thank you, the Mad Files. I appreciate you. Keep watching part 7, and you'll get caught up right away. So what we're doing is we're heading over to a food location. I should actually be able to just find it here on here, and I can kind of set it.
You
right
fucking
there.
idiot. Get over
It's
there.
pretty much straight ahead.
Damn it.
Once we do that, we should unlock the achievement for having all of the locations done when it comes to food. There's been another update to this game, so I think no one should have any problems with saves anymore.
There's that smell again. I could eat.
The one where you climb with the monkey, I would get a lot better time, but midway through it was messing up.
Ooh, I'll take the Curado fruit pie.
Gotta wait, buddy.
Oh, is it only one?
Sharing is caring.
Black beet. Whoa. Oh, I had him, Nick.
Why would I want to eat something with bugs?
Hey, you missed one.
Been playing with your food.
Oh. Nice job. No, silly. Use your palm. You got it.
I think they did a really good job with the relationship.
Oh, can finally
Yeah, you're talking about the
now.
speedrun challenges in Astro. Yeah, I figured you would. I mean, I do want to do that platinum.
You like the Curado or the Kapupi flies more?
I like the Kapupi flies more. Oh, almost missed that one.
This is tasty.
They need to have a better background for that because it's hard to see. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's just the principle.
Those Kapupi flies.
We got a lot to talk about too, especially with PlayStation 5 and their new release.
Thank you.
The PlayStation 5 Pro. I want to know. There we go. We got it. Sweet. See, we're making trophies. That's what we're going to be focusing on today. Everybody
I wanted
is getting these trophies, so I just want to let you guys know that we're going to be focusing on trophies. What did you guys think of the presentation that was shown off yesterday for the PlayStation 5 Pro? For me, I'm just going to give you my straight up answer. This is how I honestly feel. And yes, I will go ahead and put, even before I say anything, the fact is I have a PC that can run all these games significantly better than any console, okay? So you can, take what I say with a grain of salt because I do have a PC, but I also want you to know that I'm always going to come at this from a place as if I was just a console gamer, and I'm letting you guys know. So there is a PlayStation Pro update that's coming out in November, right? The machine is obviously significantly better than the PlayStation 5. You're going to be able to play games in fidelity mode with
and
60
then
FPS,
let me win and shit.
which is essentially the same as what happened with, well, not technically with the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X. It says you're going to be able to do mostly 60 frames in fidelity mode, but it's $700. $700 for if you've okay. Let me. I'm going to make it as clear as day. As this is this is all you need to know up front. If you have a PS5 already, you do not need this. You do not need it. For one, if you have a PS5, you're most likely playing probably on a 4K TV, you know, maybe in your room or on your couch or in your living room or something like that. You're most likely not playing on a monitor. And the reason I say that that's important is because when you're playing on a TV, what are you doing? You're mostly sitting a little further back. You're not like sitting right up to the TV, unless you're like me, where you have your TV as a monitor right here in front of you, and it's big, and it's in your face, as well as my other monitor here for my PC. I say that because if you're playing normally, you're not going to see the difference between performance mode and fidelity mode most of the time. In most games, you will not see that difference. If you looked at actually the video that they showed of the comparisons, there really wasn't much of a difference in performance mode and fidelity mode when it comes to that, especially from watching from further away. Obviously, if you're right up to the TV, you can probably see a few things here and there, but not enough for you to spend $700 extra than what you have already paid for your PlayStation 5. If you have not got a PlayStation 5 yet and you want to get a PlayStation 5, then obviously spend the extra, what is it, $100 or so, and get the PlayStation 5 Pro. However, you will have to spend another additional $80, I think it is, if you want a PS5 Pro with the disc thing, because it does not come with it. The disc tray is a accessory, because they're trying to get rid of physical media, because they know it saves them money to get rid of physical media. That means they don't have to spend money in production to get physical media discs, and then we lose out on that collectability of things. I'm a fan of both. I like the ease of digitalness. Of disc media, right? When you go out and you buy a disc copy and you have that in there, you can add it to your disc collection. It feels really good. It's like, that's why people collect things. That's why people collect comics. That's why people do all this, right? They might collect the comics, but they probably don't read the comics that they collect. They probably have it digital and they just look at their... That's probably what most people do. At least collectors. Right? If you're a comic book person and you don't care about collecting, you might get the comics and actually read them and not care about it. But if you're collecting comics, more than likely, you're not looking at those comics themselves. You're probably getting the digital version to actually read the comic, and you're setting your nice comic, you're building your collection and trying to nice and cool. And, you know, for nostalgia purposes. So, I don't like going further and further away from this media just because it just means that there's less collectibles, right? There's less things for you to hunt for. And one of the best things about gaming is trying to find those awesome things, those rare things. And $700 is way too much. It's too much. $700 for something that's going to, yes, give you a little bit more frames, but not enough at the point of where you're going to notice too much of a difference from performance mode to fidelity from a TV. If you're like me, okay, I could want to get the PS5 Pro because I'm a content creator and I want to have the best graphical options. And you know, maybe you're not a content creator, but you want the best graphical options. Well, then get it. I mean, you've already sold yourself, so you don't need me telling you otherwise. But for me, I would almost get it if I had the money. I don't have the money. So I'm not getting it, and I'm not in with PlayStation like that to where I can get a free version of it. I mean, I'm nowhere near that kind of content creator to get it. I was maybe a few years ago. I was able to get the Xbox Series X early, but I did buy my own PlayStation. I am able to get some PlayStation games, but they would never send me a console because I have my monitor right here, so I can and I have my TV right here. I want to play games in 60 FPS, so to have fidelity in that is awesome. If that is something you strictly and solely care about, and you have the money to spend, get it. It's your money. Do with what you want. I can only give you my recommendations based off of who you are. So, I'm giving you the scenarios. You look at those scenarios and you say, well, this scenario fits me, so this kind of makes sense for me or not. I would, like I said, I would personally get it if I had the money, because I would want to put out the best content that I possibly could. That would be the only reason. Other than that, I wouldn't need it, because when I want to play certain games because of graphics, I'm going to play them on PC. If I want to play games because they're exclusive, then I'm obviously going to play them on whatever console they're exclusive on. But when it comes to graphics, PC is going to be better for me. You can literally go out and get decent computer that's going to run a PlayStation 5 equivalent for probably just a little bit more than $700. So if you have $700 and you want something that's going to last way longer, then I mean, get a PC. It's totally up to you. But if you're playing up close and personal on the TV or on the monitor, then I can definitely recommend it. If you're a little further back, like playing in a normal setting, I just can't recommend it. So here's my 2 thoughts on it. I feel like it's a waste. I feel like it's a cash grab. They've had a bunch of fails lately, PlayStation, and I love PlayStation. I love my console. And I'm just telling you how it is. They've had a bunch of fails lately, so they're trying to get a little money out of it. That's what it is. And I don't feel at this point, we're not at the point of where we need the PlayStation 5 Pro. Right? In 2 years, Xbox is going to release their next Xbox, which means in 3 years or so, PlayStation is going to release their next one. Do you think 3 years is worth it? If you're getting it for GTA 6 alone, I think that's a dumb idea, because GTA 6, you're going to spend most of your time with GTA 6 playing it on the PlayStation 6, if you're a PlayStation person.
I'm playing on PS5, I'm not waiting on.
If you're going to spend the way that GTA 6 does its thing, it's probably going to go on for like 10, 15 years. And if you're going to be playing most of the time on the PlayStation 6, why spend $700 to get a PS5 Pro version because it's going to come out a little early? I mean, come on. We've got to be smarter with our money. If you have enough money, you don't need to worry about it. Then do what you want with it, man. I will never tell you how to spend it. Enjoy it, have fun with it. Let other people know how it is, so other people can make decisions to help each other out, right? But if you're someone that's like you're on the fence and you're just thinking about it, you're long and hard, because the way this world is right now, it's a scary place. And I want to make sure that you guys are having the money that you need to take care of yourselves, just like I try to make sure that I have the money I need to take care of my family. And I can tell you right now, if I had that money, I probably would get it. And if I barely had the money to get it, I wouldn't. I hope that makes sense. If I had enough money to just go around, then I would probably get it because I would want to improve the channel. Otherwise, it just seems like a cash grab to me. I don't know. PlayStation's been kind of doing a lot of weird stuff lately that I haven't agreed with. And this is just another one that I think is not needed. PlayStation 5 is plenty powerful enough to do what you need to do. I mean, here's the thing. People make the argument that you're going to be able to do 120 frames, with the PlayStation 5 Fidelity mode, the Pro. But the problem is that most people don't have HDMI 2.1. How many of you out there that play consoles have HDMI 2.1? And most of the people don't. I only do because I play with a capture card. And the capture card is able to do HDMI 2.1. So it's advantage of that. But for people that don't have capture cards and don't have the latest TVs or something like that, then they can't even get above 60 frames a second. So it's a waste if you say I'm getting it for 120 frames. Unless you have the TV to support it. But that means you paid a very expensive TV. Now you're paying a very expensive console. Halfway between the cycles, it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels like it's not the right time with how the economy and how everything in the world is going right now. They want their money, and they're going to get their money. The people's going to buy it. We know it. There's always going to be people out there that will buy everything that's brand new because it's shiny and it's new, and they want to be a part of that. But I'm always going to give you my honest opinion. I'm never going to lie to you. Ever. Because how do I say this? My heart, my love of gaming, my respect for everyone in this world means more to me than money, means more to me than anything else. Thank you, Gritzer, member for 40 months. Yo, Strain, not going to come online on Twitch. Yeah, so Gritzer, let me explain, because you probably weren't here earlier. My OBS is not working. The only way I got it to work was in safe mode, and in safe mode, you're not allowed to have third-party plugins. So unfortunately, I am not able to stream on Twitch right now. Now, there probably is something that I could do, and I could test this out and see. Let me see one thing real quick. I want to see if this actually will work. You guys can let me know. I'm going to show this off to you and see if I can get this to work. It's going to be kind of hilarious. So what I want to do is I want to go to not game capture. I want to go to, I guess, display. I don't even know how would be so weird to get this to work. So, I'm gonna bring up a display capture here real quick, just so I can show you guys. So, display capture. There you go. Okay, so you guys are seeing what I'm seeing in my OBS. Notice I don't have my stream elements here. Stream elements is no longer in here because it's not working. If I were to exit out of here and try to load up OBS regular, it would not work. It'll just crash immediately. So something is going on with OBS working with its third-party apps, and it won't work. So I was thinking this is something I possibly could do, which is go and open up Twitch Studio. I haven't used this in a while. Now, unfortunately, this capture card that I have doesn't allow me to be able to take two different sources. Oh, it's not even connecting to Twitch Studio. Wow. Does Twitch Studio not work anymore?
Working me.
Well, there's another reason why I can't even do it. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, see, Twitch Studio's not even working either. I just keep getting a reconnect. So I can't even do that. So what I was going to do was just take my Twitch Studio and then take a display capture and then just capture this little part of the screen and see if it works. That won't work either. So yeah, no hot tub streams on Twitch for me right now. I had one planned too. I got my bikini ready and I was ready to go. But yeah, so I can't. It's not working properly right now. So I do apologize to all my Twitch friends out there. I wanted to. It's just not something that's currently to happen right now. So let's get back into this game. I don't want to get too sidetracked. The next thing we need to do is
Blind fucking nigger.
There's a thing.
God damn you.
That's good. There's some hidden trophies here. Oh, that's right. That's the instructor. I gotta figure out how to do that. So complete 40 contracts. We just need to do more contracts to do that. Reach the lowest reputation with a faction. Pickpocket a customer in a cantina on each planet. I think that's something that we can do. So let's find a cantina. And we'll head over to that cantina. The Alcazar is not a cantina. I'm guessing this is the cantina. It's way overpriced. Yeah, I agree. Alright, this looks like the cantina. So I just need to pickpocket somebody.
Get in there next.
So I don't know if they consider that inside the cantina or not. I would say that they do. It would make sense that they do, considering that it's inside. And I don't see anyone else that will allow you to pickpocket. So is there another cantina in this area? It's the Hollow Disc quest chain. So is there another cantina in Akiva? Alright, so from what I can see, I don't think so. So let's zoom out. And let's head over to the let's go to the canteen. I'll zoom in so we can see it. Where is this canteen here? I think it's Space Force. Factory. That looks like that. This could be it right here, where the cantina is. So I'm gonna set a fast travel right here. Yeah, well, thanks, Gritzer. I mean, I'm so sorry. Like, we'll get it running back as soon as possible. It's just right now. Right now, it's just not working, unfortunately. And I don't know how to stream elsewise. The only way I was able to stream with Chew is because I had his app OBS called Vertical, so I can create a second stream. And because third-party apps are not working, and Vertical is a third-party app, I can't do it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pickpocket somebody that I can here. I may have already done a pickpocket here. There may not be anyone. Remember, because you can only, it probably only has 1 or 2 people that you can actually even pickpocket in these places, and I may have already done this one. Yeah, I don't see anybody here, so is there an upstairs?
Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
You ain't getting no more than one, bitch. No cunts.
We're just gonna go one trophy at a time. Hey, Garrett. Yeah, so, okay, so I must have already pickpocketed whoever I could. My guess is, I think I did, right? So I remember when I came in, I pickpocketed, this person here. Yeah, I think I pickpocketed like someone right over here. Okay, so it looks like I'm done with there. So I don't know if there's any other cantina in this area. Did I not? I did the galactic. Yeah, I did the galactic stream through here, so I don't know if I need to do that.
Yeah, straight. Look at do that.
So I think I'm good there. So the next one we're gonna try is.
They're all upon me. Not gonna say like some kind of somebody. It's a good song.
I may not have done anything here. Okay, so we're looking for the. I'm pretty sure no, I don't think I've done anything at Johnson's Cove. At least not in the cantina. So that's, it says diner, but I'm pretty sure that's a cantina. So we'll go ahead and fast travel there and we'll see. I'm sorry it's been stressful for this stop. I hope we get it all situated. So let's go over to this cantina here. I don't think I've stolen anything from here. I really do love how fast you can fast travel.
Jesus.
I must have already done this. As you can clearly see, there is nobody inside here to pick. Nobody. So this diner must not count. And I'm pretty sure I would have already done someone in the main area, but we'll go there just in case, just because we're trying to cover all bases. The only cantina that I know of is the one that's in the Pike Syndicate, which is, I think, that's the landing zone. Yeah, the gambling part, right here. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Alright, so walk around here. There's somebody to distract.
We're not able to get the house, but where is that?
Alright, so I'm not seeing anybody here either. I must have done it here too. Yep, nobody out here to do it. Alright, so the last place that I think that I have not done it is on Tatooine. So let's go to Tatooine. Mos Eisley. And then we need to go to the...
I love John Williams.
Now, I'll look this up in a second if, for whatever reason... Oh, so Jeremy, it's not that Twitch isn't working. It's that OBS, it will not allow me to stream on Twitch right now because OBS won't load my third-party apps. It's not Twitch's fault.
Every morning in hard-working America...
There are all kinds of crazy stories about what happens at the Grove, from the origins of the Manhattan Project in 1942 to the determination of presidential candidates since 1900, even that the roots of the United Nations came out of talks at the Grove. But the members of the Bohemian Club simply do not talk about what goes on, so the speculation is endless. Only the members know what the truth is. But if you tell me that FDR, Eisenhower, Nixon, Reagan, Bush, and Clinton are all members of the same secret organization, I want to know what this group is all about. I'm Brad Meltzer. I've spent my life collecting stories. The best include signs, symbols, and codes. Secret meanings that are hidden in plain sight. Some have become the basis for my novels, but I've only scratched the surface of what's out there. And now, history has given me the resources to investigate the rest. This is Decoded.
Who's ready to join the super secret club? Hey, what's up, Brad?
I am.
You are going to the most secret, exclusive place in the entire world, to the home of Bohemian Grove. The question is, what is going on in this place?
Yeah, that is the question.
And the most amazing part is, Matt, is whatever is going on, you'll never find out because there's no women allowed in the place.
Oh, do they know what year it is?
Maybe it's the more best on this frat party, but you know what I care about most?
You fucking
No
white
recording
guys.
comes out of there. They won't
There
tell
is
you
too
what goes
goddamn
on,
far,
and no one's
faggots.
allowed inside. And you know what that means? I want to go inside.
Exactly.
However you define it, the men who make the biggest decisions in America. And they're meeting annually in the California woods to discuss the future of our country. Not only that, they're extremely vigilant about keeping outsiders away. People have tried for years to infiltrate this group with almost no success. So maybe it's just summer camp for rich people, but even if it is, why is it so secret?
You fucking lying niggers. I'm gonna slit your throat, fucking Mojang cunts.
Bohemian Club
Gonna
was
fucking
started
cut you.
in 1872
Gonna
by a
fucking
number
cut
of
you
Germans.
faggots up. Keep that shit up, niggers.
It was a club to get together after work and have
Get
a
rid of
good
the
time.
goddamn
Pretty
creepers,
soon
faggots.
thereafter,
it started to change its character as it let in non-artists, just patrons who had money, and artists usually need money.
That's
Would it
kill
take
you
over and
faggot.
change the flavor of this thing?
Let's take
Hackers,
the
you
motto
get
of the
ready.
club, Weaving spiders come not here
If
from
anybody doesn't give a
Shakespeare's
shit, I'll
Midsummer
kill
Night's
them.
Dream,
And
and that
you can
was
kill them.
originally the motto for an intent to not bring your business here.
These spiders come not here.
Yeah, don't come here and make deals and leave. But when you have more businessmen, and as we see, it eventually morphs into something where you have people in the highest levels of major power sectors of society coming there, it's known now for opportunities for networking that are very beneficial.
You know, I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but
Power sectors of society coming there, it's known now for opportunities for networking that are very beneficial.
You know, I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but I think when you've got the most powerful people in the world, the most powerful, influential men who won't let anyone else know exactly what's going on, gives a little cause for concern.
Craig, how come we can't go there? We just wanted to go in to check it out. Why wouldn't we be able to?
To be a full member, $25,000, 15-year waiting list, so it's quite expensive. If you're not an active member or you're not a guest, you can't get in.
Weaving spiders come not here. It is a great motto. I want to steal it for myself. But there's been debate about what the Bohemian motto means for decades. While some believe that Heimbichner's assessment is right, others say that the meaning is completely different. They believe that it means that lies are not welcome at the club, and that makes complete sense to me. What isn't in dispute, though, is the exclusivity of the club. There are said to be only 2,700 full members, and that the waiting list numbers some 20,000 people. The thing you have to remember is that these guys are ultra secretive, so information is scarce. And that's when rumors quickly get started.
So what is the cremation of care? The word cremation kind of gives me the willies.
Yes. Cremation of Care is the big kickoff ceremony that opens up the camp. And it started in 1881. It's now done with the voice of Walter Cronkite as the owl. But let's talk about a few of the members.
Hang on a second. Walter Cronkite's voice and an owl?
Is the owl. It's a 40-foot owl. Huge. It's at the owl shrine in the lake. And what they do is they get together. They're in red robes. Yeah, you have to do this matter-of-factly because it's just too much right material. But there's a huge ceremony, a lot of ritual, and what they talk about is cremating care, the dull care of the world. So they're going to go into this big party and they're going to kind of put their conscience and their worries aside, so to speak. They end up investing care, all their cares, into this coffin. It's burned, actually. So at the foot of the owl. And there's a lot of cheering and all that sort of thing when it happens.
When you say partying for 2 weeks, though, I still would love to know what that looks like.
All right. What it looks like, well, you have people peeing against redwood trees, getting naked. You have fishnet stockings, people in drag, Elvis impersonators. You have a lot of crazy stuff going down.
Was J. Edgar Hoover a member?
William Casey was a member.
Like a barbecue at your house.
Yeah. This is my kind of party. Cross-dressing, coordinating.
Get on the list. You got 25 grand.
The people who shape the way we think, what we purchase, whether we go to war.
Right. That's right.
Who's elected?
That's right.
So, what about infiltrating the grove?
It's pretty tough to do that. Security's really tight there. You can't just walk in.
That doesn't mean we won't try.
So what are we going to watch?
Whatever you want.
Oh.
I think you'll just fall asleep.
Will not. What?
Deciding.
Just makes you want to do more.
You tell her something she can't do, she wants to do it.
We all know that secrets are hard to keep, so it amazes me that these guys have been able to do it so well for so long. Now, there are some things we do know about the Bohemian Club. The owl, which is their mascot, is said to represent their thirst for knowledge of all things. The origins of the name Bohemian are also extremely interesting and not what you think. The patron saint of the club is Saint John of Poma, who was a 14th century Czech priest who was the Queen's confessor. St. John was martyred when he refused to divulge the secrets of the confessions to the king, and the original name for the area that became Czech Republic was Bohemia.
Alright, well, we should just
trying to find out a little more about the Bohemian Grove. Do you know if it's around here or anything about it?
Scott, she doesn't want to talk to you.
Apparently not.
We're just trying to find out about the Bohemian Grove and maybe how we can find our way there to get in. Okay.
Do you know anybody that belongs or anything like that?
No. Do you know anything about Bohemian Grove?
Being local, there's a lot of people that work there and it's all hush hush.
Wait, so we...
Do you know anybody that belongs or anything?
can find...
Apparently, Grove. Do you know if it's around here or anything about it?
Scott, she doesn't want to talk to you.
Apparently not.
We're just trying to find out about the Bohemian Grove and maybe how we can find our way there to get in. Okay.
Alcohol.
Do you know anybody that belongs or anything like that?
No. Do you know anything about Bohemian Grove?
Being local, there's a lot of people that work there and it's all hush hush.
Wait, so even the employees are sworn to secrecy?
Probably.
How do the locals feel about the place?
I can only speak for myself. There's a song out that says, I don't want to gain the whole world and lose my soul.
Really? You feel like those are the kinds of people that come to this?
Absolutely. I don't want to song out that says, I don't want to gain the whole world and lose my soul.
Really? You feel like those are the kinds of people that come to this?
Absolutely.
They have the whole world and no soul.
Yeah.
Okay, you might think that the locals are afraid to talk. Ooh, spooky, someone got to them. But maybe they're just playing this smart. Every July, there's a huge infusion of cash into this small little town, and the residents might not want to bite the hand that feeds them. Still, Buddy, Mac, and Scott need to find out the other side of this story.
You know, it's weird. Only 2 weeks a year the thing is ongoing, and then what happens the rest of the year? I'm wondering how tight can security be on this place?
Yeah, exactly. There's no one there now, so we should be able to get in.
But here's the deal, guys. If there are no trespassing signs, we have to be careful because if we pass those, we could end up getting arrested.
But this is research. It's different. We're not trying to steal anything.
All right, how hard could it be?
Violators will be prosecuted.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there's a parking place up here and the gate is not shut.
Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna go for it. Go for it.
Oh, there's a video surveillance sign.
The Grove is among the most well-hidden places in America, and its location is no accident. The redwood tree canopy is so thick the place might as well be covered by a concrete dome. The first piece of the Grove was bought in 1899, and it was made up of 160 acres at the beginning. By the 1960s, Bohemian Grove had grown to the 2,700 acres it is today. So, what's it worth? A woodlands preservation group recently paid $4,800 an acre for land that was nearby. That would place the value of the Grove for the land alone at $13 million.
Private property.
I'm Buddy.
All right.
Good. Good to see you.
Great. Scott.
Scott,
We can't take a look?
private property. Are you a ranger?
For the people that own this.
We can't even just go right there.
Seriously? I mean, honestly, just why? How come?
It's owned by a private group of people that don't want to have any
Don't
dealings with it.
want us. How about just us without the cameras? Buddy's got $100.
But we're wondering in the meantime, maybe just a look-see at the 40-foot owl. No?
He's got backup, guys.
How did you know we were here?
Somebody told me.
Oh, they did.
A little owl? A little owl told you?
And are you going to now really kick us off?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Uh-oh.
Okay, listen. Nobody's saying anything.
There we go.
Obviously caused a little bit of a stir here.
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, within minutes.
They don't want us in there really badly.
Now I feel like, yeah, there's something really interesting going on.
All right, let's see what happens. I think it's time for us to get out of here. What do you think?
Okay, before everyone gets all uppity, this doesn't mean that the Bohemian Club members are trying to eat your babies. But it is a pretty good indicator of how the folks at the Bohemian Club operate. Greg, the security guard, he was real friendly. He was real pleasant to Buddy, Mac, and Scott, right? But he wasn't being completely straight with them either. Before Greg came out to talk, he'd already called the local police on us. So of course Bohemian Grove is private property. They're well within their rights in preventing trespassers. But for the first time, we saw the iron fist that sits inside that velvet glove. We're in Monte Rio, California, investigating the Bohemian Club. It's one of the most exclusive and secretive societies in the world. Every summer, the club holds a retreat at a place called The Grove. And many of the club are some of the richest and most powerful members of our country. We're talking about presidents, cabinet members, CEOs, generals, even Hollywood celebrities. The club has a strict policy of never revealing what goes on behind the gates of the Grove. So think of it like Fight Club for rich people. And you know rule number 1 of Fight Club. There are a variety of stories about what happens at the meetings, including decisions about, if you want to believe this, who even gets to run for president. No big surprise, we've already been turned away at the gates of Bohemian Grove. So now Buddy, Mac, and Scott are about to meet Mary Moore. She's a local activist who's been protesting the club and the Grove since the early 1980s.
I could care less if they're dancing around in tutus, or having sex with each other, having sex with hookers. I don't really care. There are a few people on a global level that are pretty much profiting off of what a lot of other people are in misery about. Wars, rearming America.
So what? They want to have a private conversation.
Well, the fact that these are public policy talks without the public being privy to them. They actually policy talks without the public being privy to them. They actually brag about the fact that the Manhattan Project was conceived at the Grove in 1942. The Manhattan Project.
Hold on, you cocksuckers. It's not, I didn't mean to do that, so I'm just gonna give myself more sticks. Or more fucking bamboo shit. I just didn't remember the guy.
Of course, is what led to the atom bomb. another thing that's just come down through the whole history, Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan had a talk there about who was going to run for president first.
And obviously Richard Nixon won that.
Right. And often these talks are indicative of what's to come in the next year or so. For example, in 1981, Caspar Weinberger, who was then Secretary of Defense in Reagan's cabinet, spoke on rearming America. And if you know your history, that was the time that the Arms Bill Act happened.
What Moore is referring to is in the 1980s, Reagan led a plan to refortify the U.S. Armed Forces. Reagan had pledged during the 1980 campaign to restore our military supremacy over the Soviet Union. It was a fantastic plan, and many point to the Weinberger speech at the Grove as the beginning of this. So you see what happened? It was spoken about at the Grove, and then it happened in reality. Moore seems to be angrier about the how than the what in this case. And you know what? I don't blame her.
Okay, shouldn't these guys who are in charge of these things be talking about it?
All along, not that they care. Make these lakeside talks public so we can know, what you're planning, and we'll go away.
Turn it into a town hall.
Sure. Government, as we all know, does not
Public policy and policy decisions, they're made on complicated.
And again, and this is a golf course on steroids, and it happens to be extremely private. These are not, your soldiers in the military. These are the generals and the admirals. Several of them have spoken up there. These are the Republican presidents. The 45.
Overstating things to suggest that the members of the Bohemian Grove are the people running the Grove.
It's not like they're up there saying, what can we do now to make the world a horrible place? It's more of greed and power and ego kind of rolled up. Mostly they're getting brighter than all the things that they're infamous for.
Marion spent the last 30 years investigating the Bohemian Club, and you know what she cared about? Right in her own backyard.
Okay.
Very cool.
Okay. Gosh, I'm going to show you. These are the programs for the cremation of care for within the Grove. This is again from the last year's cycle. But you can see from the covers that they are very much open to interpretation, and it's why the cremation of care is taken up for speculation.
Mary, can I take that picture down?
Sure.
So this is the cremation of care center.
Right.
Oh, that's a real photograph?
Yeah.
Big deal. Look at the animal.
Oh, it's a 40-foot turnout.
That's a clip God,
So the whole little drive, since no women are allowed to be members up there, they put on parties every year. And so this is the schedule of events. I think that's from 86. See, this is my proof that I can tell you who is speaking when and what their subject is. And that's what I've done here. I've just put 20 years on one piece of
Here's an interesting one. The topic was the problem big government. I bet you wouldn't want to hear what that was about.
I want to hear that.
I really would like to talk to somebody who's been inside. The secrecy that surrounds this is unbelievable. I mean, we've been to the CIA, and it doesn't seem like the security's as tight as it is.
What's interesting to me is it sounds like this cremation of care ceremony has been going on for over 100 years. That actually means something, and I think it's worth finding out. What does it really mean? I want to know what it means. How in the hell was
I love that guy. I love that guy. The guy talking about it. Well, what if that's the point? It's just to get you to think.
We'll get back to you.
To my knowledge, only one man has ever snuck into the Grove during their July event. In the year 2000, Alex Jones actually managed to covertly record the cremation of the ceremony. And while I want to hear how he interprets what he saw there, what I'm really hoping is he'll tell Buddy, Mac, and Scott how he got inside.
Fuck yeah, they're gonna have him in there. I love him.
Other press got in. They've always been weapons. And after the film confiscation in July of 2000, I snuck in and watched a hidden video, the only video
actually saw. Legally, we're not allowed to show it to you because he broke the law and obtained it, but I've seen it, and it is pretty compelling stuff.
Did you ever think you were going to get found out, Alex, while you were in there?
Oh, the whole time. And I basically just sat behind a building on the grass for the next 2.5 hours or so. And then as it got dark, I then went out to witness the cremation care ritual.
I'm wondering why you wanted to get in there in the first place.
Well, I had begun to research skull and bones. Skull and Bones at Yale. Bohemian Grove is where they all get together.
People love blaming things on Skull and Bones. The rumors run rampant about the legendary secret Yale fraternity. They've been accused of stealing the bones of Geronimo, Pancho Villa, and even our 8th president, Martin Van Buren. But none of that has ever been proven. The club taps members of the Yale junior class to join its ranks, and past members have included William S. Buckley, John Kerry, both Presidents Bush, and of course, the late President William Howard Taft.
And it was William Howard Taft, the president, who came here to the Bohemian Grove, who of course was the high-level Skull and Bones member, who first began to talk about a world government, a League of Nations, which was then picked up a few years later by Woodrow Wilson. And so this whole system is their plan for a world government, and it is based on a Germanic cult. And you've got all these world leaders, all these powerful people together before they have the ritual beneath these giant redwoods in this huge Hall of the Mountain King is what it's like. It's scary.
You're talking about a new world order. You're talking about a big conspiracy about these people getting together and talking about stuff that's going to basically bring us all down, and we're still here.
I know the direction these guys are taking us in is undemocratic. You've got all these CIA directors, attorney generals, vice presidents, presidents. You have the former German chancellor, Helmut Schmidt. He says we have our own druidic groves in Germany. But my favorite place to go, and he calls it druidic, is Northern California.
Groves have held a sacred place in the lore of Druids for centuries. This mysterious order of Celtic priests have performed both human and animal sacrifice in their groves in ancient England. And historically, similar orders, Romans, Greeks, Scandinavians, also all considered groves to be sacred spaces.
What happened when the ceremony began?
It was so creepy. I had snuck in, I'd seen the 40-foot stone owl. I'd seen the black altar in front of it during the day. And then as it got dark, to watch over 1,000 prominent people march down the little pond in front of this idol, and then to see the ritual unfold from there, I was thinking one thing: get the footage and get out of here.
Some of the wealthiest and most influential men in the country are meeting to discuss some of the biggest ideas, not just in America, but worldwide. Are they making handshake agreements? Come on, I don't think U.S. presidents are meeting in secret to plot against us. But I do believe that there are people out there who would benefit from hanging out socially with a president. So the question is, how far would those people go?
Good fucking question. Fucker, get out, camera.
We're in California investigating the Bohemian Club. In the year 2000, Alex Jones actually managed to covertly record the cremation of care ceremony. Anyone could have busted him any second. It reminded me of that scene from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where the non-body snatchers are trying to blend in with everyone else. The cremation of care ceremony. Anyone could have busted him any second. It reminded me of that scene from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where the non-body snatchers are trying to blend in with everyone else. When he gets to the spot where they do the cremation of care ceremony, though, it suddenly gets real dark. It's a scene that looks like a crowded amusement park at night. You know, when everyone's standing around shoulder to shoulder, waiting for the fireworks to start. As the ceremony begins, people are dressed in what look like long robes, like a monk would wear. They're carrying flaming torches. They start walking on and off some sort of stage set in front of this giant owl.
What are we seeing here? I mean, it looks like a cross or something?
That's a person, it's a herald. And he's saying, for behold, here is Bohemia's shrine, and holy are the pillars of this house. This is their temple, these redwoods. And while all this is going on, a black carriage comes out, an old-fashioned hearse led by horses, and there is a body in effigy there. The owl is saying there's only one goddess, there's only one deity, and they bring fire, and then the owl starts speaking to them, saying, you've got to burn dull care, and it's an effigy of a child-sized human figure. So then care says, no, you're not, and a thunderbolt is thrown down.
And what looks like a comet shoots through the air and at the stage. Alex says it was an elaborate pyrotechnic show, and that was it. That was the cremation of care ceremony. And I can tell you it looks no better, no cooler than what they have in a fraternity, but just with really good pyrotechnics.
So this is part of the pyrotechnics.
And yes, and then the owl started speaking and said, listen, you gotta give me that effigy, you gotta burn it right now, and I'll take care of all your problems.
A word of caution here, and this may be the most important thing I say in this entire episode. It is very dangerous to try to interpret something from the outside. It's as if someone unfamiliar with Christianity stepped into a Catholic church and heard a priest in the middle of Holy Communion say the words, "This is the body of Christ, this is the blood of Christ." Without knowing the context, the ritual can seem strange or unusual, even a little frightening. The same goes for the cremation of care or any other unfamiliar ceremony. Without context, we cannot possibly know what is going through the mind of Bohemian Grovers. The only problem? They're not talking.
Alex, have you had any ramifications for having snuck into this place?
Right after we shot the footage, I was trying to send it out to the media, and in the 3 separate instances, we would copy the tapes, have them, check them, mail them, and they would be erased. They didn't get lost 3 times. They got erased 3 times. Right when I got home, about a week after, we would get death threats routinely, where they would say, "I'm watching you. I see the little chihuahua in the backyard," and in a very mean voice, I got to say, "I'm going to cut your head off."
Oh, jeez. Alex, you're the most familiar with the place that we know of. What's another way to get in there other than through the gate?
Well, they do arrest people if they trespass. I mean, it happens all the time. High surveillance area. I saw a lot of cables going up into the trees and saw cameras all over the place. And the security, since I snuck in, it massively increased. You might be able to get in a little bit, but if you actually try to infiltrate all the way in, the handcuffs are going on.
If we try to go in there, would you go with us?
Oh, yes. This will be my 5th time being there, and I know exactly where it is. I mean, I can lead you right to it. But if you guys want to go in, the risk is up to you.
The Bohemian Club didn't become exclusive just by being secretive. In fact, I'm fascinated by all the people who are members. This membership list is closely held and very few people have access to it. You know why they call this show Decoded?
Fuck yeah, we're going
we
in.
actually managed to get the list through an anonymous source. And it reveals quite a bit about the makeup of the club.
I suppose the most shocking find was this bizarre confluence of sort of quirky people. I mean, Jimmy Buffett is a member. The Rockefellers, they aren't necessarily people that you would expect to be hanging out at the same party.
Okay, here's where we are. Buddy and Mac are dying to get a look inside the Grove. And obviously, walking through the front gate has no way of working. But there is another way. The Russian River runs past the Grove, and good news for them, it's public property. So now it's time to think about a water approach.
Could be done.
So what did you find out?
Well, I tell you what. In looking down the 2010 Bohemian Club members list, what's remarkable is the number of them that are among the top 200 richest men in the world. Not just in America, in the world. And they're here, throwing off their dull care for a couple of weeks and transforming into something other? It's very strange to me.
They started off with a weird ritual.
My question is, beyond the cremation of care ceremony, beyond the lakeside talks, what else are these guys doing? Tell me that they don't talk a little bit of shop after the lakeside chat is over, after the play is over, and they're pounding booze, we've heard. Something's coming out.
I want to get in the Grove even more now. Talking about the sacred space, I want to feel it. If it's truly a sacred space, I want in. I want to see how it feels.
So, how are we going to get in there? It turns out, I've reconnoitered an alternate route down the Russian River that gets us directly to a swimming hole bordering on the edges of the Bohemian Grove property. So, I think we can take boats, paddle our way right to the fringes of the Bohemian Grove, and see what we can find out.
I like that. We couldn't do it by land. Let's try it by sea. Absolutely.
Paddle into the Bohemian Grove.
These guys are obviously determined to get inside, but they have no idea what they'll find when they get in. The secret of determined to get inside, but they have no idea what they'll find when they get in there. The secret of Bohemian Club is among America's most exclusive. The biggest secret is their 2,700-acre retreat in Northern California that they call simply the Grove. The ultra-hidden spot is home to a variety of summer ceremonies, and outsiders are prohibited from entering. Peter Phillips wrote his doctoral dissertation on Bohemian Grove. This guy actually spent time at the Grove as a guest of one of the members, and he was able to observe what really goes on inside firsthand.
We've tried to talk to people that we know that have friends who are members. We've tried to talk to people in town about the Grove, and we've just been shut down. How did you get them to talk to you?
They respect academics. My PhD dissertation was on the Bohemian Grove. And, you know, after a couple of years, they trusted that I was sincere and wanted to portray the club accurately and honestly. I studied the Bohemian Grove for 2 years, collecting data, and actually visited the Grove in '94 as a guest of the Silverado Squatters Camp, and spent 3.5 days there. So I remember a fellow dressed up like Mark Twain, and he was doing readings. There were plays, there was poetry readings, there was music throughout the camp at various groups and bands. Walk in, there'd be banjo players. So it was a lot of fun.
Do you think they're making decisions there that impact all of our lives?
Oh, absolutely. Or they're in the position to.
Right.
They don't have meetings at the Grove to make decisions about specific things. The members there are able to access powerful people that can, you know, make things happen for them in society.
So what did you find when you were there and you interviewed them? What was the sociological significance? Since you've never able to visit, what can you compare it to?
The same men go every year and spend 2 weeks together, and there's an intimacy there that they call the spirit of Bohemia. You know, they really cherish that. So there's a personal privacy. So when they have this cremation of care ceremony, they're honoring the intimacy that they find there.
So what's really happening here? Is this good for these guys? Is it good for us?
It's a concentration of powerful people in one place at one time. Mm-hmm. Are they doing anything nefarious? No.
Right.
But are there results from what? Mm-hmm. Are they doing anything nefarious? No.
Right.
But are there results from what happened in the world because of these men's power and what they're doing in the world? Yes. Military adventures worldwide, globalization and privatization, and wealth concentration. And in that context, I think we need to call them out.
So just how exclusive is the Bohemian Club? It's got a $25,000 initiation fee for just 2 weeks a year, plus a 15-year waiting list. We're talking America's real power elite. But I think what Peter says makes a huge amount of sense. There is no question these guys are powerful. But there's also no question that people will be more likely to leave them alone if they just did away with the secrecy that shrouds Bohemian Grove. In fact, it's that secrecy that's drawing Buddy and Mac to want to get inside and see for themselves. After rolling up to the front gate and getting stopped by security, Buddy, Mac, and Scott were warned not to come back. And I have to tell you, I'm not sure if it's smart, but if they do get inside, you better believe I want to know what they find. Filmmaker Alex Jones, who snuck into the Grove himself, has shown them how he got in and has offered to show them how to ride the public Russian River past the Grove.
Now this is a famous river. It empties out to the ocean, and you had a lot of Italian, Russian, German, Spanish immigrants here. And when the railroad came here in the 1890s, that's when the elites of the East Coast began coming out here, and they developed what is now the Bohemian Grove.
So who has what rights when a public waterway flows through private property? First of all, anyone has the right to be on the river. That's not an issue, because navigable rivers and their banks are held in public trust. The tricky part is what happens when someone steps onto the riverbank. The courts have ruled that the boundary between public rivers and private property is what they call the ordinary high water mark. but Buddy, Mac, and Scott have no way of knowing whether it's higher than usual. So to know when they're trespassing will be anyone's guess.
Here's the question. Will there be cameras near the swimming pool? When I snuck into Bohemian Grove a decade ago, there were cameras and motion sensors everywhere, and they knew we were coming.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen.
We thought we were in really good shape going into this weather. Pouring rain. I can't imagine anybody's even staying outside expecting anybody to come.
You could see it from that one observation point, right?
Oh, this is it? Yep. Okay, everybody ease up. Everybody ease up.
Go to the left, buddy, left,
Everybody
buddy,
stop.
left.
Stop.
Why aren't we going?
Listen, I don't see a no trespassing sign, so I don't think we're doing anything wrong by landing these boats right now.
Good morning. Today's Wednesday. I'm on my way into work. It's about 6:30 a.m. And look at Las Vegas. That's the strip in front of me. I'm on the 15, headed toward the strip, and you can't see it. This is the smoke from California wildfires, I think. You can't see the mountains. You can't see anything. Look at that. I have never seen it this bad out here before. I mean, that's the strip right in front of me. I'm headed toward Fremont Street. So I gotta go east on the 95, and look at that. You just can't see anything. It is bad. It kind of smells like smoke just a little bit. There's just a little bit of a twinge in the air. So I normally work from home, and I'm heading into work.
Fucking nigger.
It's a determination of presidential candidates since 1900, even riverbank. The courts have ruled that the boundary between public rivers and private property is what they call the ordinary high water mark. But Buddy, Mac, and Scott have no way of knowing whether it's higher than usual. So to know when they're trespassing will be anyone's guess.
Here's the question. Will there be cameras near the swimming pool? When I snuck into Bohemian Grove a decade ago, there were cameras and motion sensors everywhere, and they knew we were coming.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. Grove a decade ago, there were cameras and motion sensors everywhere, and they knew we were coming.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen.
We thought we were in really good shape going in this weather. Pouring rain. I can't imagine anybody's even staying outside expecting anybody to come.
You could see it from that one observation point, right?
Oh, this is it? Yep. Okay, everybody ease up. Everybody ease up.
Go to the left, buddy,
Everybody stop. Stop.
Why aren't we going?
Listen, I don't see a no trespassing sign, so I don't think we're doing anything wrong by landing these boats right now. So at this point, the only sign is the right button.
have no idea what's going on right now.
Now, let me tell you how this played out from my end of the phone. My phone starts ringing. Don't forget, they're on the West Coast. I was on the East Coast. So it's almost midnight. And when the phone is ringing at midnight, you know something bad has happened. We're in Northern California looking into the Bohemian Club and their ultra-secretive retreat, The Grove. Matt and Buddy were going up that hill. They're searching. They're trying to find any signs. They can't find anything. And then the security guard started screaming at them. And that's when the real trouble began. We had absolutely no clue where they'd been taken or even if they were okay for 9 hours. We were terrified. And finally we got the call that they were at the police station in Santa Rosa, 30 miles from the road.
Fuck out of here,
The very first time in what?
Oh, fucker.
We just started climbing up because there was this bridge and there was just all this interesting stuff and I kept thinking, here and who's going to be out here? You know, we were our way in there and we saw this little sort of house thing, like I guess a guardhouse or something, and then I just saw a truck and then
It's always scary to be stopped and cuffed when you're a relatively large fellow in the back of a police car, and it was very foggy, and so we couldn't see so well. It was all rather ethereal and a little bit spooky.
we were printed. I had my mugshot taken. Seriously, and we were in there in the holding, in holding with some interesting people. Buddy made friends with everybody. Like, seriously made friends with every single person in holding.
Here's the thing. Clearly the worst part of this whole experience is having to depart the Sonoma County Adult Detention Center in the world's worst bowling outfit. Because our clothes are so wet. The only way I would go back to Bohemian Grove would be as an invited guest, and I'm guessing that my options for that have limited themselves significantly. We had the exit strategy, and we kind of jumped in. But we've had a hell of an experience.
What lessons have you learned from this?
Being in jail sucks.
Buddy and Matt clearly paid a heavy price for their curiosity. Without endorsing breaking the law, I do understand why they did it. When you shroud someone in secrecy, people are going to want to bring back the curtain and know the truth.
If I hit my dog, I'm gonna fucking... Hold on. Oh, you motherfucker.
Oh my God, very good. That was intense.
They're not playing around.
When we were first cuffed in the back of the cop car, and we're going somewhere in this vehicle, but we don't know where, and it's so foggy and rainy that the windows are fogged up, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna get a ride to the road, and I just leaned over and started just rubbing my cheek against the window to get a little view out. It was kind of pathetic, you know.
Well, and at that point, we had done little hand signals I was saying, you look out that side, I'm looking out this side, because at least we might need to know our way back.
And they were hauling ass through the
They didn't
forest.
want us to see it.
But see, that was the scary part for me, is I had no idea what was happening to you guys. And frankly, with some of the creepy stuff we've heard, I really didn't know.
I did start to think, as we get further into the forest and down dead ends and stuff, I thought
Might you never be heard from again.
I don't want to sound paranoid, but that was a thought.
Great writers like Henry David Thoreau pushed things and broke rules in the interest of learning more about our own society, our own culture. And so I think we did a little bit of that on this trip.
They were both extremely brave, Brad. They had their game face on. It took a while, but we got them out, and we are ready to get back on mission here.
Did they charge you with anything?
Yes.
Trespassing.
And everyone is truly okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm scared straight, basically.
Listen, this is what happens when you're doing the things that we do. And we get knocked down, and we get back up again.
Sometimes I think you do get too close to the fire, and I'm feeling a little bit
like that here.
So, guys, any regrets about the methodology that we tried to use to...
I had 9 hours of incarceration to think about this. The more I thought about it, the less I was bothered by the Grove. Even though they had just arrested me, I sort of felt like they're allowed to do this. It's their property. And if they want to continue to have presidents and Saudi princes and military leaders come here, they need to promise those guys that they'll be safe.
Everyone we talked to has said the same thing over and over again, but in slightly different ways. Yes, this place is thing over and over again, but in slightly different ways. Yes, this place is a confluence of affluence and power. I don't think we can really argue with that.
And don't you think that's what really scares people about it? I mean, the exclusivity is what scares us. You're not letting me in. I don't get to see what goes on there, so it's got to be bad.
And honestly, there's a part of me that's like, damn, I want in because they won't allow me in. But there's also a larger part of me that feels like people are allowed to gather with the people they choose, and they're allowed to gather, freedom of assembly, right to privacy. Those are bigger concepts to me.
It's nothing deeper. There's nothing weird going. Well, I wouldn't say there's nothing weird going on here, but there's nothing nefarious going on here. It's just like you said, buddy, a bunch of businessmen in a men's club.
It's a serious, serious fraternity that happens to be some players.
Looking in from the outside, no one can deny that there are powerful men getting together, forging bonds that potentially can be used in the outside world. But when it comes to what Buddy, Mac, and Scott just said, let me respectfully disagree. Sure, I love that people are getting together to discuss vital issues in an informed, civil way. The world needs more of that, especially now. And I know there are great, honorable men in this club. But what gets under my fingernails about the Grove is that gnawing feeling that in secret, some people in this country are having more say than others, as if the rest of us are somehow clueless. This country wasn't founded in secret. And when a small group, be it Democrats or Republicans, starts acting like its own little monarchy, they shouldn't be shocked when there's an uprising. To be clear, this is a great club, and breaking laws isn't a way to get into it, but a bit more disclosure, a bit more transparency would go a long way. There are all kinds of crazy stories about what happens at the Grove.
I remember this one 3 years ago. I've seen it before. Secret what?
All right, Little Caesar says free delivery, and there's no...
Sir, you're going to need to calm down. Calm down. You gotta lower your voice. I need the account number for that.
I need a banker.
No, and the PIN.
can I help you?
Oh, that's right, the wall.
So, you need money to build this?
No. I have the money.
What I need is discretion. Okay. Yeah. We can... Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, how much discretion do you
We
need?
can be discreet. You can be discreet. Only you. No one else can ever know who I am. So, who are you?
The history that we were all taught growing up is wrong. My name is Scott Wolter, and I'm a forensic geologist. There's a hidden history in this country that nobody knows about. There are pyramids here, chambers, tombs, inscriptions. They're all over this country. We're going to investigate these artifacts and sites, and we're going to get to the truth. Sometimes history isn't what we've been told. America has always been a refuge for people seeking the freedom to speak their minds and practice their beliefs in ways they couldn't elsewhere in the world. As a result, churches, the press, and even secret societies like the Freemasons have all prospered here in the United States. But now, the true mission of one of America's alleged secret societies is being exposed. And it seems to go against the very idea of freedom. I'm on my way to the Denver International Airport, said to house a secret base of an organization that calls itself the New World Order. People have compared members of this illicit group to Nazis, claiming they're hell-bent on world domination and population control. I've been asked to investigate whether it's possible America's busiest airport really is sitting atop the command center for this cryptic organization. People have compared members of this illicit group to Nazis, claiming they're hell-bent on world domination and population control. I've been asked to investigate whether it's possible America's busiest airport really is sitting atop the command center for this cryptic organization. I'm here to meet someone who adamantly believes the New World Order has a hand in the Denver airport. But first, before I meet him, I'm going to check out what clues could be hidden around the airport myself.
Oh, this guy's pretty cool.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Scott. Just got off a plane?
Yeah, I just came in from Alaska.
Okay. I just have a question for you. I know this is kind of strange, but did you notice the murals as you went by?
I did not.
Okay. What do you think when you see this?
I wouldn't put it up in my house. It's disturbing. I don't care for it. It's really hard.
People say these things are cryptic messages of a dire future. I don't know what I think, but I'm going to try to uncover the truth. Greg, this is Scott Walter. Yeah, my plane just got in, and I had a couple minutes to look around the materials, some of the other things you mentioned, and I tell you what, I can't wait to talk to you. According to some, bizarre signs and symbols at the Denver airport are evidence that the New World Order manipulates everything going on in the world. Supposedly, the New World Order is a sinister organization that counts world leaders and the richest of society among its members. The shadowy syndicate seems to be planning global domination. Its existence may be inspired by an older secret society called the Illuminati, which was founded in Germany in 1776. People say both the New World Order and the Illuminati had the same mission, to take over the United States. By the 20th century, Adolf Hitler used the phrase New World Order to describe Nazism. President Woodrow Wilson, Winston Churchill, and even George H.W. Bush used it to refer to a global power shift that would usher in a new age of peace. Today, many say the mission of the New World Order is population control and world domination. Frightening prospects that I want to learn more about. So Greg, before we talk about some of your theories about the Denver airport, tell me about the New World Order. What is it?
Well, what most people think the New World Order is that there's going to be a global takeover. They're going to dissolve all countries.
So how would they implement this plan? You're talking about taking over the whole world or control of the whole world. How would they do that?
Well, there's either going to be economic collapse, global economic collapse, terrorist attack much bigger than the World Trade Center, some kind of emergency, and the military is going to move in under the guise of a humanitarian effort.
But you realize some people are going to look upon these claims as crazy. That what you're talking about sounds almost like Nazi fascism.
Well, let me show you something. This is the runway for the Denver International Airport. Now I want you to tell me your gut reaction to this picture I'm going to show you. Don't think about it, just look at it and tell me what you see.
What I see is 4 runways that are arranged in the 4 directions, and it looks like a swastika.
Right.
You know, Greg, on the internet, they talk about that symbol and that it's a subliminal message of the New World Order. And, you know, this isn't the only one. There are many symbols that certain groups have put out into society, hidden in plain sight, if you will. And we're talking about groups like the Freemasons.
Absolutely. They're part of the powers that be. When I say powers that be, New World Order, globalism, the Illuminati, all the same thing. But it's only at the very highest tier of the Freemasons.
You know, I remember when I was at the airport, I saw a Masonic capstone. You know anything about that?
Yeah. I've got this picture right here of it. Down here is it's called the New World Airport Commission, as in the New World Order Airport Commission. This is a secret society doing the capstone at the Denver International Airport. Now, who in the hell wants a secret society doing the capstone at an airport? They've got a secret.
Okay, do you think that they're up to something nefarious here by putting this capstone? Is this, in your mind, a message that's being sent to the people of that airport that a secret society is doing something under the radar?
They're keeping secrets because they're going to take over. You're going to be living in a fascist state if we don't wake up.
I'd say that there's certainly a possibility of that, but again, I need to see the evidence for that, but I'm open to it. Now, let me ask you another question. When I was going through the airport, I remember as I got on the tram, I saw this gold cart that had the letters AUAG. What does that say to you?
People think that refers to a certain type of virus, and that the New World Order is going to unleash a virus.
The AUAG is said to refer to Australia and deadly strain of hepatitis. But for me as a geologist, it makes a lot more sense that it's referring to the periodic symbols for gold and silver, products of the Colorado mining industry. Do you think that in this new world order, the powers that be, maybe one of the things that's part of their plan is to release a worldwide virus or pandemic on the world? Why would they do that? Is it to cripple the population so that they can take over easier? Is it to deliberately reduce the population?
Depopulation so they can easier control the people. There's a lot of talk on the internet that there's going to be a terrorist attack on the White House and they're going to move the capital to Denver. And everybody's sitting around here, you know, watching Wheel of Fortune, whatever, you know, going out and doing their big screen TV, completely asleep to what's going on, just like in pre-Nazi Germany.
What other evidence do you have that might tie this new world order to the Denver airport?
There's also the underground tunnels underneath the Denver International Airport. It's 53 square miles. That's huge, huge. And that could have been used for an underground base.
An underground base as large as you're talking about. One of the first things I would want to do is to find out if the local geology here in Denver even lends itself to a base like that.
That's why I called you out here, Scott. I want for us to dig and for us to prove that the New World Order has an underground base and tunnels underneath the Denver International Airport. That would be a huge find.
It's not about people proposing ideas, proposing theories. It's about the evidence. If we're going to get to the truth of this, we've got to have facts. I'm looking for evidence of a dangerous secret society known as the New World Order.
That
Not just whether
dangerous
it
secret
exists,
society.
but whether a secret base is hidden underneath. Looking for evidence of a dangerous secret society known as the New World Order.
No, go.
And not just whether it exists, but whether a secret base is hidden underneath the Denver airport. To shed some light, we need to dig.
One.
It's said that this organization is made up of a small group of the world's most powerful people who are planning to stage government takeovers around the world. Uncovering their hideout would go a long way to finding out exactly who's involved and what the New World Order has in store for all of us. Tell me again, what is it that makes you think that the New World Order could have built this extensive tunnel system under the Denver airport?
There's a whistleblower, and he supposedly blew the whistle on the Denver airport. He was a geologist. He had a high security clearance with the government. He says he went in underneath the Denver airport, and it had, like, I believe, 6 to 7 rooms, he said. Really? That leads me to believe there is indeed an underground base at the Denver airport. My years of experience have told me that whistleblowers are usually telling the truth because they got a lot to lose.
Where's this guy now? We should talk to him.
He died shortly after. They said it was a suicide, but his ex-wife is saying that he was murdered.
That sounds really suspicious, doesn't it? Well, I guess that leads us back to our investigation here. What I'd like to do is try to get a feel for the local geology here to see if this mass of tunnels that you talk about is really a possibility. I mean, if the geology lends itself to that, they could go for a long ways. If it doesn't, then maybe it's not as likely. Bar Lake Park is pretty close to Denver Airport, and so the geology in both places should be similar. The idea of the New World Order hiding a vast network of tunnels here beneath America's busiest airport is a huge yet frightening undertaking. A soil survey from just a few feet deep ought to tell me whether it's even possible to build an underground base like Greg is suggesting. You know what? That's all sand.
Looks like it's getting rid of the lighter.
Yeah, it's getting lighter and lighter. What do you think? Hey, what I'd like to do, clear out all this stuff here. I'm going to look at it with my hand on it here. Okay. sandstone, relatively clean sand. It looks like it's mostly quartz, and we're within a few miles of the airport, so the geology here is probably similar over there. And if that's the case, this type of rock would be some of the easiest material to tunnel through. So the geology certainly works in your favor as far as a massive tunnel system. Based on what I see here, the question isn't whether the New World Order could have built this tunnel system that you claim. The question now is, did they? So, have you tried contacting the officials at the airport? I mean, asking questions?
Yeah, I've called many times and got nothing but rude comments, wouldn't answer my questions, and it's just a dead end.
Just blew you off, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd answer questions if I asked them. Can you give me the number? I will call them.
Sure.
All right.
You know, there's another place that you might be interested in. It's in Georgia, and they're called the Georgia Guidestones.
I've heard of the Georgia Guidestones. They are a set of mysterious granite slabs placed in the Georgia countryside in 1880. The monument is inscribed with a modern 10 Commandments written in 8 different languages. What frightens a lot of people is the suggestion that the human race be cut down from 7 billion to 500 million. No one has worked out who is behind the Guidestones or why they are here, but this sounds eerily like New World Order.
Hi, this is Stacy with Denver International Airport. Please leave me a message and I'll get back to you shortly.
Hi, my name is Scott Wolter. I'm a forensic geologist and I'm investigating claims that there's a secret tunnel system under the Denver airport that's connected to the New World Order. Well, I'd just like some answers. My investigation into an alleged secret society called the New World Order has taken me from the Denver airport all the way to Georgia. I want to know if there is truth to the idea that the New World Order intends to reduce the world's population and stage a frightening global takeover. Some say the organization's home base is hidden underneath the Denver airport. Meanwhile, these massive stones in Georgia, called the Guidestones, which are inscribed with 10 modern commandments in 8 different languages, could also be a clue to who is behind this seemingly sinister group.
Scott?
Gary, how you doing?
Good. Welcome to Elbert County.
Thanks for meeting me here.
Yes, sir. Impressed?
So far. Tell you what, I just came from the Denver airport, and I'm investigating the New World Order. Many people say that these stones might be part of this New World Order. What can you tell me about these stones?
These stones were erected in about 1980, and they were commissioned by men named Archie Christian. They're all cut from local granite. Elbert County is the granite capital of the world.
These are big slabs, and if you don't mind, I'm going to take a quick peek here. I'm a geologist, so the rocks are of particular interest. They're relatively flat, they're not polished or dressed clean. This is a fairly fine-grained granite, very uniform, and these are massive slabs. Typically, you won't see slabs this big coming out of a quarry, right?
That's right.
So whoever did this definitely spent some money, a lot of money. So the message that they're sending is very important.
Oh, we could get bone block.
You know, this whole thing about this New World Order, we're talking about a small group of people that would set up a worldwide government that would basically run the world in all of us. And many people are concerned about that, and this monument here certainly gives people a reason to think about that. Now, we've got unite humanity with a living new language, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. That seems relatively innocuous. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Now that sounds very New World Order-ish. And look at the top. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. If that doesn't sound like a New World Order mandate, I don't know what does. I mean, that's dramatic. And if that is the mission, how would they do that? Are we talking about a nuclear war? Are we talking about a pandemic that's going to kill most of the people on the planet?
Well, I think that you have to keep in mind the area in which these things were built. This was done in 1980. That was kind of in the heyday of the Cold War, and I think that the people that put this thing together might have thought that there would be a catastrophic event that there might be 500.
Well, you and I were both around 1980. I remember that very well. It was a scary time for the world.
Absolutely.
And so maybe the people behind this, if it's the New World Order, well, you and I were both around in 1980. I remember that very well. It was a scary time for the world.
Absolutely.
And so maybe the people behind...
That was kind of in the heyday of the Cold.
When were the Georgia Guidestones put up?
War, and I think that the people that put this thing together might have thought that there would be a catastrophic event, that there may be only 500 million left.
Well, you and I were both around in 19...
Hey everyone, just before we get into today's video, a lot of you will already be familiar with this add-on because it does already exist on mcpedl.com. The creator has said they have no plans to remove it from that website and will in fact support both the paid and the free version, with it now being .com. The creator has said they have no plans to remove it from that website and will in fact creator has said they have no plans to remove it from that website and will in fact support both the paid and the free version. With it now being on the marketplace, it means more people get the chance to enjoy this add-on on consoles such as Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. We did get two Wolves add-on released at the same time. The one we're checking out today is Wolves Plus, created by J-Wolf Creations. This add-on is going to cost you 1,170 Minecraft coins. This add-on is over $7. Although it's a quite pricey add-on, the community seems to be enjoying this, giving it a 4.6 star out of 5. With 52 ratings so far, 82% have been a 5-star. According to the creators, this introduces over 20 brand new wolves. There is a bunch of pet furniture, you can use them as companions, but they can also learn special skills. Once you have this activated in a new or pre-existing world, you'll be given the Wolves Plus guide. Now, for those of you that have the free version but are considering getting this, please listen carefully. When we open this up and go to getting started, at the bottom it does say upgrading from the free version. It says, due to add-on requirements, most of the features in this breed do not work with the free version of Wolves Plus. It is also not possible for this add-on to handle updating wolves. There are currently plans to release a free upgrade tool in the near future, so stay tuned. So if you do have the free one and you do get this one, they're not necessarily compatible with each other. One more important thing to be noted in this add-on, the add-on doesn't use the vanilla crafting table. If we open up this and tap on the first page, and then go to how to craft items, at the top it says, in order to craft most of the items in this add-on, you'll need a wolf crafting table. Now this can be crafted using 4 planks and 2 bones. However, I did notice a slight issue with this. If you open up the regular crafting table and try and use this, the recipe doesn't appear. So 4 of these like a regular crafting table, 2 of these on top, and you'll be given the wolf crafting table. When placed down and opened, you'll see a bunch of the features that are available in this add-on. Now don't worry, there'll be a bunch of timestamps to teach you about all of it. And one more important thing to be noted, you can convert the vanilla wolves into wolves plus. On this page, the second one says training vanilla wolves. Due to the add-on requirements, vanilla wolves can't use the features of wolves plus by default. If you want to use wolves plus with your vanilla wolf, craft a doghouse and use the manage vanilla wolves menu. This process turns your wolf into a wolf plus, giving it access to everything wolf plus has to offer. I've just said wolves and wolf so many times. We have a regular wolf. We go ahead and tame this, which that took forever, by the way. You greedy. Anyway, these can be converted and they have such better animations. So if we go ahead and make ourselves a doghouse here again, you cannot use this. You have to use this. Now this does appear and will let you craft the doghouse. If we place this down, don't worry if it goes off center, because it will centralize is probably the word I'm going to use. Now if we tap on this and go to manage vanilla wolf, you're able to convert them. What will happen is a bone from your wolf will actually pop on the floor. Go ahead and grab this. I think we have to tap on this and click train, and now it's been converted into a wolf plus. I think you're able to give it a bone as well. So yeah, it's still a vanilla wolf. It's just compatible with this add-on now. I will go over a bunch more of the furniture in today's video, but this is going to be your best friend in terms of managing your wolves. It's just compatible with this add-on now. I will go over a bunch more of the furniture in today's video, but this is going to be your best friend in terms of managing your wolves. We have the global setting, such as announced wolf level up, announced wolf skin unlocks. So if you want to mess around with these, feel free to do so. If your wolf does technically die, you are able to revive it. I believe the doghouse and the dog furniture in this is going to heal them. Let's take a look at all of the wolves that are available. If you open up your guide, go to wolves, you can see we have orange wolf, black wolf, white wolf, husky, wild dog, scent hound, nether hound, ender wolf, dire wolf, rescue hound, wandering wolf, zombie wolf, cured zombie wolf. Now obviously they do spawn in different locations. For example, the orange wolf will spawn in the Extremeville forest. And I decided to write them all down here to make it a little bit easier for today's video. So let's go ahead and check them out. Oh, it's a baby! It's a baby! I love the fact that you're able to give them bones. Like, look how happy he is. His tail's wagging and he's super, super happy. Fully grown. Let's give them some bones. Keep them busy. I'm sure they will adventure over to me very shortly. The next one is going to be the black wolf, and this spawns in the mega tiger. Let's keep you guys sitting down. Place you. Let's go ahead. Feed you some bones. Give him some food. Give him another bone. Come on, here we go. Let's give you all some bones here. The white wolf is going to spawn in snowy areas. Oh, I like this one. You're really cute. I'm just going to make you sit there. The next one also spawns in snowy areas, and this one's going to be a husky. Okay, I like this one. I believe some of them might have different colors as well. We'll keep you busy. Let's see if there's anything special about the husky one. Husky spawn in snowy areas. They come in lots of colors.
I'm gonna kill this
There's
motherfucking
even a
nigger.
really rare albino
damn you.
variant. Alright, so here are the different ones available. This one's already mine. These are wild, and I think it's referring to this one. I love the eyes though. They're actually really pretty. But in terms of multiple colors, there really isn't too many different colors on offer. Here is your wild dog. This one's going to spawn in a savanna biome. Now Minecraft ironically did something very similar in one of the pre-existing updates. Let's go ahead and feed you. He looks so cute. I'm a really big fan of this
I'll
one.
be right back.
I think
Like,
this one
comment,
does come
subscribe.
with a little bit more information as well. So if we go to wild
See you in
dog.
the next video.
Wild dog spawns in savanna inspired by